So at that point in time, they say when they get him back, they say, well, it looks like your infantry career is done. There's not enough of you to piece together anymore. So they send him back to Lyon, to what's called the Hotel Dieu there, with the hospital. And he's lucky because there's a sanitarium there and he gets the most wonderful treatment. Um, they actually repair his face. And when you see him in later years, you can't tell he's had all his teeth. They've replaced the teeth. They've taken out the broken shards, and his face looks quite normal. And they've stitched him up. He hobbles around town on crutches. And when he's there, he meets the equivalent of a major in the French Air Service, Ferrolino. And Ferrolino notes, he says, you can't serve in the army anymore, infantry. He said, but a lot of former soldiers join the French Air Service if they can't serve. He said, you'd still be fit to serve in the Air Service, and you could be a machine gunner in these old biplanes where you've got a rear gunner behind the pilot. He's perfect. He's been handling a machine gun. And Bullard says, that's a really good idea. And Ferrolino helps him get in, but he takes it one step further in the sense that he's offered to be a machine gunner, but he has a couple of friends in Paris. At this point in time, when he's away from the front, he can go visit Paris. He goes to Paris, and one of these guys says, yeah, you're going to join the Air Service, but you can't be a pilot. And Bullard says, why not? He says, because you're black. And this is a Southern fellow. He's a good friend of his. And Bullard says, I don't believe that I can be a pilot. And a couple of his other friends who happen to be wealthy, white friends, say, yeah, he can be a pilot. Let's take a bet. Let's do a bet on this. And they bet the fellow $2,000 that Bullard can become a pilot.
A sizable amount of money for the day.
Yes, at that time, he'll be wealthy. And so off Bullard goes and asks the colonel, can I be transferred into pilot's training? And they transfer him in. And so it's going to take pilot's training. It's very dangerous. There are more men killed in training, actually, even in World War II, than there are in combat. But in World War I, the numbers are ferocious. You learn how to fly by driving a penguin across a field, which is a plane with no wings. And you have this nitwit, these guys just running. They call them buzzards as well. The men are called buzzards. They're running back and forth across the field at top speed. Things are turning over and so on. And then when you fly, they don't have dual training. You go up by yourself, you come down by yourself, then you have to do a distance flight. Bullard does all of this in normal time, 6 or 7 months, and then is commissioned a fighter pilot. He'll serve in 2 different French squadrons, N-93 and N-95. But being a pilot makes you one of the elite.